So Imran, we just talked about the story of Syrians who are fighting the government, but this year rebels have also gotten technical help from sympathizers living outside the country. We featured that story in September.
At great personal risk, that is, VOA's Rudi Bakhtiar crossed into Syria from Turkey and talked to two brothers helping the rebels in what they call a media war against the government.
So let's go ahead and rewind Rudi's talk with On Assignment's Philip Alexiou, beginning with a look at her report.
It's a dangerous trek across the Turkish border into Syria. With the Turkish military patrolling one side, Syrian forces and rebel fighters on the other, the risk of being caught up in the conflict is extremely high. But for 29-year-old Syrian Ayman al-Haddad, it's a risk he's willing to take.
I have to find any way to go to Syria and to make something for those people, for those who's Bashar al-Assad killed them. So I think that I cannot carry a gun, but I can bring some technology, some new technology, because we are not only in gun machine war, we are also in media war.
Well, now, how did you end up finding these guys? Is this something that was arranged, or something that maybe you stumbled upon?
This was, as you know, I went into Syria with a team from our Persian News Network, and we were not alone. We were with a team of other journalists who were crossing over into Latakia, a province of Syria, from the Turkish border. And it was basically getting dark when we all met close to the border, and we started our trek across the mountains and into Syria. And that's where I met Ayman, the older brother. He brought in began technology, which is a way of connecting to the internet in mountaintops through satellite. So he brought one of those, he brought several cell phones, he brought ways to video, and a couple of computers. So every time he brings in a little bit of technology, but that's exactly what they mean when they say there's a media war. These images that you see when you're inside, that they show you, these are images that you don't see on networks such as CNN, because CNN isn't on the ground they're covering. One of the biggest targets for Assad's military are reporters, are actually citizen journalists who are basically using their iPhones to monitor what's going on or to show the fighting. The other thing that was important for them to get the stories out is how many kids are being killed.
Today, we must document everything in this revolution. Every baby had killed. Every woman had killed.
And these teams that are going in, they are just sort of makeshift units, right?
I think for me that was one of the most heartbreaking aspects to see.
Well, and frightening too, I suppose. Is
how young the members of the Free Syrian Army are, how inexperienced they are, how little ammunition they have, and the fact that there are these 17-year-old, 18-year-olds fighting with nothing but the skin on their back. And you're right, they're very inexperienced, and it's scary. You're putting your life in the hands of people who don't have that much experience. But what was evident is that there was definite resolve.
Rudi Bakhtiar, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic.
And our thanks again to VOA's Rudi Bakhtiar, who spoke with On Assignment's Philip Alexiou in September.
We're taking a break now, but when we come back, we'll revisit another trouble spot where VOA reporters have been this year, Afghanistan. You're watching On Assignment.